You are now listening to the Lexicon Podcast. Now, let the show begin.
Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome to Lexicon Podcast. This is episode 27. Thank you so much for being with us. 28. God, sorry. Last one I said 26 by accident as well. That was episode 27.
How old are we?
This is 28. It's okay, stop.
21? 22?
Angie's always 22.
I'm 22. I don't know what you guys are talking about.
That's always her age. This is episode 28. I'm sorry. I apologize. Fam. Welcome to Lexicon Podcast. As always, guys, just remember you guys can support us financially at patreon.com/Lexicon Podcast. You guys can catch the next episode 1 week early, different tiers. You can check the audio or the video podcast. If you can't support us financially, that is more than okay. Just go ahead and share with your friends. Let them know. More people listen to this podcast, the more opportunities we get in the long run. Thank you guys so much for listening. Thank you for being here. How's everybody doing today?
Good.
Swell.
Swell. So,
How are you doing today? Swell. Cheerio.
how
Drinking
How old are you again?
Apple juice.
Oh, by the way, the last podcast I had a Green Bay Packers thing. Not by choice. Not by choice. It's not my home. That's all I gotta say. It's not my.
He wanted a cool drink. It wasn't cool. Didn't want to put ice in it. So, hey.
The next best thing, and it's actually pretty cold. So thank
Right?
you. I appreciate
Yeah.
it.
I love that cup. Shout out to Claudia. She got me that cup.
I don't mind the Packers, until we meet them in Super Bowl. But that's Rams getting Super Bowl
They're playing in Lambeau.
next year.
I was hoping it'd be the other way around so I
Yeah.
could see them here.
No, yeah, they're playing over there. They've only been. I think they were here 4 or 5 years ago. Not here. Chargers. They were playing Chargers, I think, in San Diego. That's like the closest they've ever been.
Yeah, it
here.
was probably a long
Because they haven't played the Raiders and all that. The Raiders are not going to Vegas. They got Marshawn Lynch of all people. Like, out of retirement. Anyway.
That's a whole other story.
It's cool. Did you see though? He put out a whole page ad on the Sunday paper thanking Seattle for like everything they did for him and thanking like the GM and of everything for Seattle. He's like, that guy has love for Seattle.
Oh, I know, but that's why it's kind of bittersweet that I'm like, oh.
But I mean, he's always been a Raider fan. He's always wanted to play in Oakland.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
It's a whole thing from him being a kid.
Oh, see that?
Yeah,
Different that side to the story. Now I don't feel so bad about it.
Yeah.
When Luis told me about it, I was like, really?
Yeah, no, there's a whole reason he wanted to come back to Oakland. He's always wanted to play there. He's been a big fan. It's a whole thing of his childhood and stuff like that. Obviously, him.
I love him.
So.
He interviews well, and he interviews people well.
I'm just here so I don't get fined.
Yeah, which is funny because now he talks whatever he wants.
Yeah. Because
Have you seen the Clueless Gamer with Conan?
Yes.
Him?
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah. So Marshawn Lynch, for those of you who don't know, I think my wife is kind of a little bit lost.
Yeah, sports is.
Yeah, you have to do press conferences either before or after, and then you're kind of, at least in the NFL, you are by like contract you are supposed to do them. So what he used to do is, even though he was contracted to do them, he would show up and be like, "I'm just here so I don't get fined," but he didn't want to answer any questions because he didn't think.
But he had to speak. So if someone asked him a question, he would say, "I'm just here so I won't get fined."
Yeah. So and then
With the Skittles.
nobody really liked it and all that stuff. Obviously,
Just like in like real, what's it called? TV, real TV, whatever, when like Real World and all that. Sorry, never mind.
I mean, explain. I want to hear what it is.
Like Little Women and all that, whenever you're signed a contract to do the show and all that, you're supposed to be there. Yeah. Just like the baby mama ones that were 16 and pregnant. Mm-hmm. Like one of the dads to one of the girls. He's like, I'm not going to sign this and I am not going to be anywhere around this because you guys really fucked up my family.
Hey.
Dude, that show is the dummest thing ever, dude.
Yeah.
16 and pregnant or whatever.
With the girl, Kaylee or whatever, that has now 3 baby daddies.
Oh my God. And there's that running joke that Dr. Drew gets all those girls pregnant for the show.
I've never heard of that, but holy shit.
They say it on Kevin and Bean.
Oh my
They're like,
God.
Dr. Drew, you got all those girls pregnant.
What's the other girl, Sarah Abrams or whatever?
Sarah
the porn
Abraham?
girl?
She became a porn star?
Yeah.
Or she like ended up sleeping
She
with
is
like
ugly.
James Dean and everything?
Yeah. James Dean was like, hey,
Money, I'm getting paid.
I was getting paid for it.
Dang, that's a burn.
Yeah. She's beautiful on the inside. Shout out to her.
By the way, we saw Dr. Drew once a couple of months ago. Is handsome? Like in real life, you see people and they're like, okay, he's
That's
an
what I think
older
of.
man.
That's what I
He's
think
really
of. That's what I
handsome.
think of Anderson Cooper.
Yes.
I think if I were to see him in
yeah.
person, I'd be like, this guy's like fucking model status.
Yeah, he's gorgeous. But Dr. Drew too, same kind of when we saw him, I even grabbed Luis's shoulder. I was like, oh my god, look at him, he's so handsome.
Everybody has it, either you have it or you don't. And then speaking of white men who run TV shows and stuff like that, Ryan Seacrest has now become the new co-host for Ryan and Kelly, but now it's Ryan Seacrest.
Oh.
It was
no one for like a year.
Yeah, what was that guy, the old guy?
Regis.
It was Regis and Kelly, and then it was the old football player, right?
Michael Strahan.
I didn't even know his name because I didn't pay attention to that, but then I was on YouTube and then I was checking the trending page and I'm like Ryan Seacrest and Kelly, Kelly Ripa or whatever. So,
have I told you guys there's a random video of Ryan Seacrest dancing in little speedos, leopard print speedos?
No, but I'm sure that he of all people would do that.
Yeah, apparently Frank Kramer from the Heidi and Frank show and him had a football bet. Whoever wins, doesn't have to do it. The one that loses has to go on top of a billboard and dance in little speedos.
Oh God!
And Frank is like, guess whose idea was it? Not mine. And they're like, yeah,
and Ryan lost.
Fantasy fulfilled.
Yes.
Oh my God, guys, I lost a bet. I have to do it now.
Oh my God.
I don't like him. He's responsible for the Kardashians. So
he is?
He produces your show.
I like him. He's responsible for the Kardashians. So Kanye. I had to.
I know.
Kendall in that dress.
I know.
I can't get over Kendall in that see-through dress where they compared her to Frank. To King of the Hill.
Yes.
Oh my God, I have not seen this.
On the contrary, Bella Hadid looked great at the Met Ball.
No, she's cute. She's really pretty.
Real quick, this is tangent. This is not even a topic.
I know.
Today, the Met.
Well, we are talking about
the Met Ball.
Kids.
Well, we are talking about siblings.
Met Gala.
Like
Met Ball.
But
whatever.
The Met. A lot of the outfits, because of the theme,
it fucking sucked
pretty
this
disgusting.
Year.
Rihanna.
Oh
my God. Rihanna, there was this guy that makes fun of celebrities dressing and stuff. He had his laundry up.
Oh, I saw that.
That was like, oh my God, that is fucking hilarious.
I like that guy. He's funny.
That's what I thought of Rihanna. There was no. I'm like, that is.
But she paid homage to the theme of the night.
Yeah, I get it. But it was still hard. The dress was come on. That's not
compared to everybody else.
Yeah,
everybody else was plain. It was like an Oscar night. That's what it looked like.
I get that she played the theme, and that's why everybody loved
her. Even Solange, and then there was another person that did a good job. Fuck, I forgot their name.
Yeah, but Bella Hadid.
She looked great. Yeah. Her date was Alexander Wang, and her fucking cat suit was gorgeous.
Who looked really good in her all red suit? Fuck, what was his name?
Salma Hayek always looks good in a red suit.
The guy?
Yeah, it was all red suit, but his shoes were horrible.
Oh, I don't remember that.
God, fucking that went. P. Diddy was great.
P. Diddy was funny.
P. Diddy was fucking funny. He was kind of letting his wife take the show, even though everybody's still on him because he lied down on the steps. I forgot
that was his wife?
Or I don't know.
Is Cassie his wife?
Is it? I don't know.
I have no idea. Anyway, I was wondering the same thing.
His date for the show.
Yeah.
I don't know. I really don't know the inner workings of P. Diddy anymore, or Puff Daddy, But God, I forgot his name. Anyway, he had a great suit on, everything all red, phenomenal, and then he had these high platform shoes. Big, and did not match the fit.
Even Katy Perry did a good job.
I didn't see her.
I like her. She was all red.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
She looked like a fucking chandelier. Okay. Red chandelier.
So I don't know. I don't know enough about the Met. I just saw pictures on Twitter and stuff that people.
So every year they have a theme. You're supposed to stick to that theme. It's a costume gala, but. I guess over the years, it's not become with social media. It's not becoming that. It's
becoming the
more ridiculous you look.
Yeah, the more attention you get. Which is good, but it's missing the point.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. A lot of the dresses this year were fucking boring. Last year was when Kanye went, right? And I liked his a lot of people were ragging on him, what the hell? Why
was that the one with the white?
Yeah. Okay. And the whole theme last year, I think, was technology and art. That made sense, but a lot of people didn't like a lot of the outfits last year, and I thought last year was okay, but the year before that was even better.
Yeah, when I saw.
When was it that Rihanna wore the pizza?
The year before that, I think it was 20. Fuck, I don't even know. I don't even want to say the wrong year, but when she did the yellow dress, yeah, that was only less than 5 years ago.
Mm.
Yeah, so I wouldn't know. I don't pay attention to. I always know because of the Twitter. That's the one fashion one I don't pay attention to. I don't get the point for me.
What was this year's?
It was it was for a Comme des Garçons designer, and I forgot the lady's name, but she was there, and Rihanna wore her making that was her outfit that she.
I think it would look great if it didn't cover her, like the way that it covered her face. I get the whole blooming thing and everything, like the whole ideal behind it, but I think that's what ruined it. The fact that
I didn't mind it because all these other years she's never done that. She's been a little bit more basic. This is like her first time doing like going couture, all out in honor of who the Met Gala was for.
You turned me around. I get it. I understand that.
Yeah. Gotta do your homework.
And if you've ever been in a relationship where you have older sisters, younger brothers, or vice versa, we were talking, obviously, right now, the Met Gala, but then we were talking amongst ourselves, and then other than realizing 2 podcasts ago, Angie realized that we're all 90s babies. Well, she kind of knew, but she kind of put it out there. We're all 90s babies.
And I'm always talking shit about how people talk shit about millennials and how I'm like, please keep me out of that conversation.
So don't tag her on Twitter on that. When it comes to that, just untag her. But we also kind of realized that we all share different spectrums of
birth order.
Birth order.
And we're all Latina.
Mm-hmm. So I was the firstborn in my family. Liz was
right in the middle. So
that's why she's sitting in the middle.
Oh my god!
And no, she's not. Wow. It was just random order. And then,
but it makes sense now. You're the first one on that side. She's in the middle, and I'm the last on this side, and I am the last baby.
And then Luis is never here because he's an only child, so he always comes and goes when he wants.
That's why he's the way he is.
Yeah, he just comes and goes when he wants. That's why
insert a picture of Luis here.
That's why he eats food off his
shirt. We're gonna get a poster.
So he's always like, that's why we never know he's gonna be here or not, because you invite him to the table, but he might not show up. He's his own wolf pack. So because him being the only child, he did not want to show up to this one. He didn't care about getting fined. So
yeah,
he didn't show up. He's like who's gonna find me? My parents. I'm the only kid. That's fine. So then we obviously we're talking about that, and then we also talked about how Latino parents raise each of us being different genders. Obviously, we have women and a man, and then how, because of the fact that we're also a different order, like there's different interactions with our siblings. So we're gonna jump right into that, and we said, you know what? Let's stop talking. This is a great topic. Let's jump right into that. So who wants to go first? Like, it's just overall general experience of them being middle child or like the last child or the first one.
How is being the last child? I know that the first child gets everything because let's just say you're the first one, so you get the first toys, you get the first attentions, you get the first everything. What about the last one?
Well, I'm the last one, and I'm the only girl, and there's a big ass gap between me and my brothers.
So she's kind of like a first child.
I'm a little bit of everything.
Yeah,
I got a little bit of each experience. So there is very little interaction with my brothers now, but not because we don't have anything. Well, yeah, we don't have anything in common. I still love them, and we we all love each other, but we don't kick it.
Kick it. Anyway,
I'm the middle one, so I'm like sandwiched in between an older brother, an older sister, younger brother, younger sister.
Damn, you're like snap.
Yeah,
right in the middle.
Right in the middle. It's like, whoops, you're pregnant again.
Oh.
Hey, do you know my younger sister?
Oh my god. Oh my god.
It's like me.
Oops, sometimes happens.
I still remember when my mom told me she was pregnant with my younger sister. She was like, "It's your dad's fault." I'm like, "No, it takes 2 people, Mom. Sorry."
With your little baby sister? How old were you?
I know we were 7 now. Right? 7?
So we were out of high school or like she's about 8. To get out of high school?
She's like, she always tells me, when I was 6, I did this and that. I'm like, 2 years ago? Like, it's not that long ago. She's 8.
So we were out of high school. We're about to get out.
We're about to get out.
Okay. Because I remember we were already older and you were like, oh.
Yeah, my younger sister was in middle school going to high school. Yeah, so we're like getting out already. Yeah. So when people see, like when she was born, people thought she was my daughter. Because she looked exactly like me.
Yeah.
She does though.
You see his younger pictures when he was her age, it's like him in a girl version.
That's funny.
And then you see my kid now, and now it's like me in a younger version.
Strong genes.
Very strong.
Strong genes.
And that's why, there's a reason I don't trust anyone either. Because I'm very beautiful. Thank you, Drex. Appreciate it.
God. We'll drink to
the
that.
The light came in. I was telling you guys saw that.
Seriously.
He's going to show on the video.
Like, there's a reason Star-Lord gets his power from the light,
4:55 and the sun is just not coming out.
And now it's going away again.
Oh, it's gone.
And because I stopped talking, so let me talk again so we can come back up. Okay, thank you.
Jesus. Shine the light. I was the middle one, so me and my sister are about 9 years apart. 10 years apart from my older sister. But during the time that she had her first kid, she was still in the house. And thankfully, when I turned 18, 19, 20, 21, she was around. I got to borrow a lot of her clothes to go out. Oh. That's something nice to do.
Yeah.
The downside is my brother is 2 years and 2 days younger than me. So we shared birthdays, toys.
Like same month too?
Like 2 days apart.
2 days apart.
Oh, shit.
Yeah. Mine is the beginning of, obviously, Halloween, the dark shit.
Oh, yeah.
And his is the ending, which is November 2nd.
Yeah, those Muertos around.
That is so cool.
Yeah. Huh. So we both are, like, right there. So we would share birthdays. We would share, again, toys, because Mom, you don't say he's your favorite, but he is. So she would get him whatever he wanted and stuff. So, and then lastly, my younger sister, we're so far apart that I find her oddly annoying sometimes.
Age difference is a
big
thing.
Age difference, yeah. Big time age difference. And that's it. Middle child doesn't suck, but it's not also the greatest because then parents, well, my mother depends on me being the middle child to take care of a lot of other things because my sister's too old in forms of her having to take care of her family, and my youngers are too young to know what's happening. Kind of sucks in a way.
So I was the first child, and I was also the first boy, like in my immediate family being born. So pretty much like my son. So my son is also the first boy in like our immediate family as far as.
So all your other nieces have been just nieces?
Mm-hmm. They've all been girls.
Especially on her side, it's literally all girls. Mm-hmm. And then on my side, it's mostly been nieces. Like, and then we have like 1 or 2 boys, but they don't live around us, like as far as the immediate family, or they're like distant cousins.
Yeah.
So, and when it comes to my family, like he's the first boy, I was the first boy. But the thing is, what's different from my son to me, and even my siblings, is that when I was born, my cousins and my uncles all lived really, really close radius. They had pretty much first arrived in this country and everything, like about 3-4 years before, and then I was born. So this is the time where they were already getting up on their feet, but they still live close to each other because of the fact that supporting each other and all that. So I got super spoiled. Like I got pretty much anything I wanted, because if my dad or my mom didn't want it, or give it to me or whatever, I'd be like, don't trip, bro. I'm going to my uncle. Going to my aunt,
those
my older cousin,
those cars with the little battery in them that you would be driving in them, riding dirty.
I had a couple of them.
Yeah, he didn't have one.
Yeah. I always wanted one. He had 3. I never got that shit.
I don't know if I had 3. I know I had 2. I know I had a red Mustang and a black Mustang.
I don't know how to count.
The only reason I know this is because there's a picture in the video, video, but I don't remember. And obviously, being the only boy, like one of my uncles, specifically my dad's brother, he always wanted a boy at first, and he had a girl. So I was like his son. Like he treated me like his son.
Fuck that kid over there. It's you.
So like they would like take me anywhere, like buy me anything, or like clothes I never worried about. Like my dad's like the first year I never had to worry about diapers because you were taken care of, you were set. Damn. Like for the first full year, which is crazy because now we're going through the full year and we've already had to buy like diapers 6 months in or whatever. So knowing that for him for the first year. Don't talk about diapers in front
of Luis, by the way.
Why?
That's a whole nother story.
Okay, we'll save that for another podcast, I guess.
Funny.
Maybe he wears the pants. I don't know.
He had a meltdown once in Target when we saw the prices.
Oh yeah.
And he was like,
Yeah.
People have kids, and they have to buy them all the time?
Yeah.
So you have to get them when they're on special.
He was so upset. It was the funniest shit.
So when I was in college, and I was working at B of A, that was the first time I was ever invited to a coworker's baby shower. Mm-hmm. When I was in B of A, I used to work with all women. I was the only guy. Like it was all women. So obviously, like I was part of the group, and they invited me to a baby shower, which is again at the time it wasn't weird anymore because again the times were changing where men are now invited to baby showers. It's kind of like whatever. And I was like, sure, I'll go. I guess I don't care. Like I'm like I just asked what kind of food you're having. She's like, we're having tacos and pupusas. I was like, I'm there. Like
Filipino?
No,
Filipino Salvadorian?
She was Salvadorian. But they're having tacos and pupusas.
Oh, okay.
And so I was like, dude, I'm there. Like you got the best of both worlds right there, So I told my mom, I was like, I don't know what the hell to buy for a baby shower. Like I've never thought about having kids. I've never wanted to have kids. And, at this point, because I'm so young, I was like still like 20 or something. And then she's like, "Oh, let's go and check it out, whatever, the aisle." And then we went, and I saw the aisle, and I was like, "Holy shit, this is ridiculously expensive." And I told my mom at that point, I was like, "If you want my sister not to have kids, forget birth control. Bring her ass to this aisle and let her see the fucking prices. Be like, you gotta buy diapers, or you buy yourself a new pair of Jordans, or you buy yourself like your kid formula, or you buy yourself pants. Like, what do you want?"
That was almost the same circumstance where we were invited to a baby shower, and they had the raffle thing. I'm like, "Oh, bring a." Bring a gift or bring diapers, and you get a raffle ticket. Yeah. They'll have prizes. And I told them, like, "Oh, let's just get them diapers. Well, we got them a gift." And then I told them, like, "Let's just get the diapers una vez." And that was the first time he went through the diaper aisle. And I went in, I already know, like, I have nieces and nephews, so I know. Grabbed the box, and he's like, wait. Like, that's like, you're going to pay for that? And I'm like, yeah. They need diapers. Baby shits a lot, dude. Like, they need diapers.
Every day it's like at least
it starts at this little diaper and it ends up at this diaper.
Yeah, and he's crazy. Like he's only kid, doesn't know. Had a complete meltdown. He could not believe it.
No, I did too. I have a meltdown. I bought diapers because I bought diapers too. But then like I was like, "Oh, I'm gonna go in there buy diapers and maybe buy her like for like something else like for the kid." When I went there, I was like, "You're only getting diapers."
Yeah.
What's the smallest box? I'll get you the medium box. You ain't getting the big ass box. The fuck. So yeah, and then obviously we had a baby shower, and then we saw people bringing us diapers. We're like, dude, we're fucking.
They get it.
Yeah. We didn't have to buy any for a bit.
So being the only child, obviously, not only did I get everything, my parents got a lot of help with me, because whenever my parents, wanted to do something or go somewhere or whatever, obviously it took me along. But if they were kind of tired of me, they're like, "Here's, go with your uncle." And my uncles were more than happy to take me with them, or more than happy.
For me, it was opposite.
Play. Yeah.
I was always with my fucking parents. Always.
We're here without our kid, as you can see.
I love them. Fuck. I was alone because there was a 9-year difference between me and my oldest brother. So I was always the fuck alone, no matter what. They had to go somewhere. Guess who's going too? Fucking hated it. I hated it so fucking much. Up until now, like thinking about going to the store with them in their car, I'm like, I can't do it. And if I do happen to have to like tag along with them, I have to have earphones or something. I can't fucking be in the car with them just like that. It's like PTSD.
And because for me, because of the fact that I had my freedom, like we would go obviously on trips and everything. We'd go because my parents are big on family, so we would go out, like we would drive 4 or 5 hours, 6 hours, on a weekend.
It wasn't like that. Yeah. That stopped when I was born. Like my parents used to fucking take my brothers to the movies. They used to go camping. They used to do all this shit, and I came along and fucked it all up. And they didn't do shit. Yeah. I hated it. So like, I'm so bored.
Yeah, and then like, so that's kind of like the same thing that's happening now. Like for me, like we went trips everywhere. Like there's a bunch of videos of me when I was in Disneyland, and like little kid, I don't remember shit.
Yeah.
But like my wife wants to take her kid, and I'm like, I don't remember anything from going to Disneyland. Like
there was no benefit of me going. So
yeah. But then she told me something I never thought about. Because again, being the first and only child, like you see, I have pictures. I don't remember shit. Why do I want to take my kid? He's not gonna remember anything. But then she's like, I want the memories. And I'm like, Jay, never thought about that.
And you have to pay for him.
And, yeah, exactly. I don't have to pay for him. But the thing is, my siblings don't get that. Like, I take them. Like, I'm the one who takes them to Six Flags. I'm the one who takes my brother, hey, let's go to the movies or whatever.
You become that guy that was your guy when you were a kid.
Exactly. And then I'm the older brother. So, obviously, it's harder to go different places because there's so many kids. And right now my sister's in fucking Cuba or Mexico somewhere.
I know. I saw.
She's like, God knows where right now.
Fucking jealous.
She left the nest and never comes back.
Did she listen? Huh? Do you know? Does she listen to the podcast?
I have no idea. No? If you do,
fuck. I was so jealous when I saw that picture of you in Cuba. I was like, son of a bitch. You got to go.
If you do, fucking pay up.
She's busting a Euro trip via Mexico.
Yeah.
Well, she was in Europe already.
I know, but she's now doing.
And then she was in Mexico, and then she's in Cuba, and I think she's back in Mexico or something. I don't know if she's gonna be in Guantanamo or something, detained soon. I don't know. It all depends. She gets it. So, but now,
don't forget to spread the word over there in Mexico.
I know, tell them, subscribe them.
Yeah. We say que onda. And then the thing is. Now we obviously have my kid, and he's the first one, and he's the first boy. So yeah, we go places with them, but sometimes we are now. We go on our own. Plus, we know he loves my sister, my younger sister. He loves spending time with her.
Oh, that's
cute. He'll be crying or whatever, and sees her. He's like, "Hey, come here, let's go play." And like, yeah, she's happy as hell. And then plus, you know, my mom's like, now it's going to the thing of when I was also the first one, I was overprotected to the point where like I still know some of my aunts like, oh, you were always like bundled up or whatever, and I'm like, you're just hating because your kid wasn't taken care of like I was. And then they're like, I'm like, I don't care. So now like my kid is my mom's firstborn again. Like again, it's the first boy or whatever from like our side of family, first grandchild, and then I see everything that's happening to me happening to him. So like I a lot of it I'm still kind of reliving, and I'm like, holy shit, I had it really, really well.
For me, it's the opposite. My niece gets away with so much shit. She knows too.
You know,
I yell at her. She, like, for example, we wanted to go when I went to Mexico. She was supposed to go with us. She put her foot down and was like, "Nope, I ain't going." And I was like, "Oh hell no, they're gonna let her get away with it," and they did. Had that been me at her age saying like, "Nah, I want to fucking go," would have been like, "The fuck you is like, you better get your ass in the car." They let her off scot-free, nothing. I'm like, you made us spend money for you, and you're not getting reprimanded at all. Yeah.
That's the thing I see with kids too, and I'm just like, I'm sorry, sweetheart, I love you, and you're my son, but you're gonna learn the hard way. I'm like, I can't stand it when kids throw tantrums. I can't stand it when kids say no to their parents. It's like, oh, I'm sorry, who pays for your bills? You know, when they don't want to hand over the cell phone because they're too busy on Instagram instead of, you know, doing their homework. It's like, no TV, no nothing. But Daddy said no. And that's the thing is because Daddy's not going to use the computer either.
Because of the fact that I was the firstborn, like I know everything that happened to me, like all the privileges that I had. And of course, the fact that I never had to really suffer for it. Again, by me not suffering is, again, we come from, we've already mentioned it before, we come from families that are not, you know, we're lower and maybe middle class at one point because of the economic status, but then obviously
we low class now.
Like we're low class. Like
I just learned something. In the city of Orange or Anaheim, if you make anything below $83,000 a year,
83,
okay, if I'm not mistaken,
okay,
you're considered lower class.
Because that just happened recently here. I think this week it's below 53,000.
Shit.
Yeah, we're
low
class. We've always been low class. The only reason I said that we were middle class was because during Clinton era, the economy was booming, surplus, and everybody's getting paid.
I remember for the most part, from when I was K through 12, my dad's income was considered middle class. But I mean, we had a big family, so it wasn't middle class.
Yeah, it wasn't.
It doesn't.
So technically, by their standards, we're middle class, but technically we're not.
Yeah.
So what that means is now with my kid, obviously I see them and I want to give them some privileges. Like, hey, you're my kid, you're my first one. I get to like, you know, have fun, do whatever. But I also understand I can't spoil you. But the one who spoils him,
I don't spoil him with saying yes to things. I spoil him with toys. That's it. Know it yet. That's the only thing. I just get him toys because, again, he's still a baby and that's my first baby and I want him to play and have the things that I didn't have. But that doesn't mean that I'm going to let him get away with shit.
But this is why I bring it up. And why, again, it's kind of the same thing. Like, even though we're, you know, obviously we're married, we're both parenting, we're both going to have different parenting styles because of how we were raised. You heard it from her, like, right away. She gets to have what I never really had. And I get that concept, but I also, because of the fact that I was lucky enough that my dad was always sitting down with me, like, hey, you're going to get all this and this and that, but this is how I earned it. This is how you're going to earn it. This is how it happened. This is how it worked. It was explained to me since a young age. So even though I knew, I could still get it and I'll get away with it and I can throw my little, like, not tantrums, but like, hey, I'm going to play with this, like, and until I get it. Like, when I got older, I understood, hey, all right, my bad. Let me back off. Let me start working, like, early. Like, I started working at, like, 15, 16, whatever, and then started making my own money after that. But because of that, I know that I don't have to give everything to my kid. Like, I know that, hey, you're not going to want everything that you get. Trust me. You're going to see it on TV. You're going to see it on the aisle. I want it. You're going to get over it.
It's like when I wanted a Gigapet and I got one and it died overnight.
Damn. See, but then that's when you start understanding, like, you mentioned it too with your nieces, right? And like I see it, like, I don't have to even mention my family. I just mention my neighborhood kids. Like, I see them different ages, like different ways they're in, and then like I'll be coming outside and they're like talking back to their mom, and I'm like, hey, and they look at me like, scared of me, and I'm just like, fucking better relax, like chill. because I will slap the shit out of you.
That's why they don't. I
actually won't.
That's why they don't like kicking it with me either. Like when my mom is out of town and they can't, like, they don't have her to take care of them. I always tell them, like, why don't you just bring him? Like, let's say it's on a Sunday. I'm like, just bring him on Sunday night. If all they're going to do is just sleep over, like, that's fine. Yeah, well. And I tell them, like, it's cool. I'm here. Me and Luis are fine. Like, we're cool with them being here. They're really chill kids. But they don't come because the oldest, which is actually my niece, is like, nah, if we go, she's going to make us take a shower. She's going to take away the fucking phones and she's going to turn off the TV, which I do.
Yeah.
But when my mom is here, that's not the case.
It's because the grandparents let them get away with so much and beyond.
So fucking much.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the thing is, my dad's always been the one that spoiled us, and my mom's always been the rule setter. So even now, like, you see it, my kid, as soon as my dad gets here, like, oh, grandpa's here, let's go outside. Like, he knows he's the one that's going to take him outside. And
what if you were the firstborn girl?
See, so that's like, so we're going to jump into that and segue into that. My parents were, me being the firstborn, they were already protected because they didn't know. So they were overprotective. So I didn't get to experience a lot of, hey, going out or, you know, parties and stuff like that as a boy. But if I was a girl, I probably would have not had seen daylight until I was in college. Like, my dad is my sister.
His sister. She was very in a nutshell. Which is crazy that she is in God knows where right now.
That's what I'm saying.
Of that. Yeah, it's like, what?
When was the last time you saw your sister?
4 years ago? 3? Something like that.
She's 21 now, and yet we haven't sat down to have a beer.
Yeah. So, the thing is, if I would have been a girl when I was born, one, I still would have been the firstborn within my immediate family, because I was still the firstborn child, at least for, you know, this country. I'm American. I have the long form birth certificate. I know.
Mine was like this.
You have a short term Obama. You gotta make sure you got the long form. You know. She was very protective, but I'm the one who convinced them, hey, you should let her go this way, like go to party, blah, blah. I didn't drop her off. That's your job.
Yeah.
But I'll tell you the real world and how it, like, I'll tell you how it is here, and I'll tell you how kids act in this neighborhood. So, like, I'll let you know. Plus, we also were not troubled kids or bad kids, and the fact that we don't, because we had the good enough lifestyle where our parents actually, like, were there and caring, we didn't feel like we needed attention from anywhere else, which was a little bit more okay. Now, with that said, I never thought my sister was street smart. So whenever she wanted to do certain things, I would be the one to tell my dad, like, this is what's gonna happen. Don't let her go. Like, you're just like causing for trouble. Like, even though she's okay, she's not gonna do this shit, people are gonna see her as a vulnerable one, and
who knows what can happen.
Yeah, exactly. So I immediately became more protective. So if I would have been like the firstborn girl, I don't think I would have, like, seen the outside world. As far as, like, I wouldn't have probably worked. I probably wouldn't have had to, like, worry about things as far as, like, hey, can I go to this party or can I go to this thing? Because, you know, my dad would drop me off, but then my dad would probably be like, no, you got school tomorrow, or like, no, you got to do this.
No, there are limits.
Yeah, so I would have been way more limited than I was, like, automatically, especially because I see it in my sister. But now that, because she has her freedom, she's taking full on advantage of it, and not coming back. I mean, she comes back for summer and takes care of everything, but because she didn't have that rope, now that she's giving that cuerda, you know, like, de la cuerda y se lleva todo el pinche cordón, like, that's what it is. Like, she has that small rope and she's gone. Like, you know, my mom always told me, like, you know, she's gonna leave and she's not gonna want to come back. And it's like, I'm pretty sure she's gonna find, like, some reason to be out. And I get it, because I wanted to experience the outside world, and now she gets to experience it. So, you know, going back to your question in the beginning, is I think I would have struggled to get out, and I would have been more wanting to leave the nest. Yeah. You know, now I'm comfortable where I am. Like, I'm comfortable being close to them, because I never had that full-on restriction that she did.
I have that full-on restriction. I was given the fucking rope, but I'm still here. But I'm still here. There's a plethora of reasons why I'm still here, but I'm still here, but it doesn't make it fun.
And it's, I mean, the economy in this age is a lot different.
That's the primary reason. And then my brother not being here and being in jail, so being another support.
And I think the thing for you too is because for my sister, I'm helping her pay for stuff, or I'm helping my parents pay for stuff. And for you don't have that help. And it's like the same thing for her. Like, she's the one helping pay for stuff. She's the one, she doesn't get the help. And it's like, she feels restricted. And you see it. And I tell her, I'm like, you shouldn't do things like this. And it sounds wrong because it's her family, like, or whatever. But I'm like, you know, you have other siblings, like, time for them to step up, or, you know. But then again, the way she was raised, she feels like it's her responsibility to do things like that.
Yeah, that's all I have to say. I mean, it's just that to me, my mom tells me that I have my dad's mentality, that it's always to help out others before you help yourself. And I think that's something that's played in my mind over and over again, which is the reason why I help out my mom. And before I even think about buying me some goddamn new shoes or something, like, I prefer to give her the money.
Or your nieces.
Or my nieces, because I love them. Honestly, those were my children before my son was born. Mm-hmm. You know, those were, they listen to me more than they listen to my mom. They look for me more than they look for my mom sometimes. They prefer to talk to me when it comes to, well, at least before. Now they're a little too grown, so they know, you're going to go to my mom. So, yeah, I mean, they would have, the oldest that is now 18 would come to me to ask me things. So it's nice for them to see me as their tia, but it's also nice for them to see me as their friend.
So what about you being the middle child and being the girl? How was it for you growing up? Like, were you able to go everywhere and not go everywhere?
I wish my son, I hope he is not like I am, where my mom would say no and I'll still find a way to get the hell out of the house. So, I mean, shit. I mean, my mom wouldn't want me to go out, but she is still a single parent without a man role in the house. So at 17, I was out there drinking my Smirnoffs, having fun, going to flyer parties, going to backyard parties, going to shows. I was that kid that would take off in the night and not come back till like 4 a.m. sometimes. But I think I had so much fun in my early years, whatever, that now I just want to stay home. Yeah, my brother, very sheltered inside his own world. He's like a hamster. He would only come out once, and that would just be to go get something food and go back into his room. And again, he's only 2 years and 2 days younger than me. So as a middle child, I guess my sister was being more sheltered, even though she wasn't. And then my youngest was being more of a let go and wanted to stay in. Me, I just wanted to go out, and I went out and I did whatever the hell I wanted to do.
So what about your brother? If your brother wanted to go somewhere, obviously your mom would say, yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, she'll say, yeah, go ahead. That's it, but very rarely.
So do you think because of the fact that your mom said no, it gave you more of a reason to try to get out, like try to escape and try to like find that freedom?
But you know what? My mom would actually work at night, so she wouldn't know sometimes. Because she wouldn't get home till like 3 a.m. So I knew her time. And then the babysitter that we had, I'd be like, I'm going to go outside. I'm going to go out, but I'll come back before my mom gets home. That was me.
So wait, so like if your mom knew that she would say no right away, did that want to make you like want to leave more?
Maybe. I mean, maybe again. I mean, I wasn't a bad kid either. I wasn't out doing, drugs and stuff.
You were partying usually.
I was partying. That's it. My mom, she cared for us, but she didn't know exactly how to discipline us.
So, like, what if you were like? She asked like the same question. Like, what if you were a man or a boy? Like, would you have been like your brother? Like, like I'm gonna just go out for food and just kick it inside, or do you still think you would have wanted that freedom, or do you think you would have been even more rowdy because if you would have been like a guy?
No, I think I would have been like my brother, to stay at home more than anything.
And what about you?
I want to get the fuck out, and I never did.
And if you were a guy, you think it would have been a lot different?
Oh yeah, because I saw 3 examples of it before me. Oh, totally. When I was born, my brothers were here alone, and the oldest was like 13 at that time. So I'm like, come on now.
Yeah, like I see that with my brother. Like my brother is always like, I want to stay home, and my parents are like, okay, fine. I'm the one who tells him, you're not leaving that kid at home. Take him with you. I don't care if you fucking cry. He's like what, turning 16 soon, something like that.
Fuck.
Yeah, because he's gonna be legal to go work, so we're like, go get a job.
I'm pushing him to like go work so he understands like the same way I did, like what money's worth and how you earn it. Because if you don't see it, you never know. And obviously, like, I know...
that's very true, because I didn't get a job until I was 18.
And I think it's like, I always saw my dad working. I was seeing, like, leaving early, coming late. But he always had time for me. And then now, because he's gone through so long and obviously he's getting older, I see him get tired, and I see him tired, and then I go to my brother like, yo, okay, you gotta go to sleep, or you gotta do this, or it's done. Like or like my parents are leaving, and he's like, I don't want to go, and I'm like, and I literally go in there and I turn that shit off. I'm like, you're fucking going.
You're not paying for this light bill. You didn't get that computer for free.
Yeah. No, my brothers didn't. My brothers had it way easier than that. Yeah, so, if my brother listens, don't fucking lie. You guys had it easier than I did. And yeah, they still got a beating for fucking around and shit, but they still got away. I mean, my brother's in jail, and my parents are like, not so much that they don't care, but they're like, oh, well,
you're back.
That's him, and that's not cool. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah, I was very like, obviously like very sheltered and everything, but in the fact that my parents wanted me, my parents coming here, I also had the mentality of my dad's always had the mentality of the American dream, and this is the best possibility to have a life in. And this is how you should be. Like, his saying is like, like, mira los güeros, or like, mira whatever. Like, but he doesn't mean the actual reference of like, look at the white people. He means the reference of look at the movies. Look at how every person who's in the film always works hard and perseveres, and they get the house, they get the car, they get the women, they get all this. Like, he tells me, like, look at that, and that's like the American dream. He's like, I came here to work, and I never thought I was gonna. I'm like, I'm gonna come get money and go back, and like, But he's like, I came and I never left, because I started seeing that it's not that easy. But you being born here, you already have so many more privileges than
we should do an episode about our parents and how they got here. Have we done that?
No, we haven't.
We should do that because
we talked. I think we've mentioned like stuff, but we haven't done it.
My dad's story is pretty funny.
Yeah, I've never actually really heard my parents' story. My dad is.
I had to for a project for Chicano Studies.
Oh yeah.
When I was in CSUN.
Nice.
Yeah. I had to interview him, and my whole paper was on my dad. It was so funny.
It's crazy because I mean I know my dad's story. I know my mom's story. I just never asked them how or why they came here. Yeah. I mean, I understand why they came here, but I never dug into it. I've actually never really dug into my dad's past. My dad's very like protective of his past. He's not talkative. My mom is. So me and my mom have the same personality. That's why I talk a lot. Like, she talks a lot. Like, but we're friendly people. My dad is more reclusive to himself. He's very funny once he knows you, but if he doesn't know you, he doesn't trust you much. Yeah. And then that's why he kind of did that upon me. It's like, okay, dude, hard work, study, you get to enjoy your shit every once in a while, but I'm gonna pull that on that leash, like, you gotta chill, but you get the freedom. And because he always worked his whole life, he's never had the chance to have fun. And then that's why, like, it's, even though I was a firstborn, I still wasn't given everything because of the fact that he himself never had anything, so he made sure that I learned how to earn everything. It's like, okay,
make sure you had enough, and then everything else you need to earn it.
Yeah, so like the thing is, whenever we go somewhere, like for example, went to lunch today, his thing is always, offer to pay for them or whatever. Like, if they don't have it, like, because he's like, I remember when I would go to the store and I never had money to pay for shit, and then like he bestows that upon me, like me being his first kid. So, but now it's like, toma dinero, or like, like, go buy yourself some chips or whatever, da da da. But obviously, he only does that because he knows. He always tells me, I told you everything, so you teach them. In case anything ever happens to me. So it's like it falls upon me to be the soul bearer and the speaker for him, so he doesn't have to speak anymore, which is fucking crazy. Oh yeah,
passing down tradition that way. I don't see that anything like that reflected in my family. We're very orthodoxly unorthodox in a way. Yeah, it's for us. It's kind of like to each his own, but my dad has all our backs. So that's why I say, like, yeah, my parents. It seems like my parents don't care that my brother's in jail. They care. It's just the way they're handling it is not the same way that they would handle it if I did it or if my other brother had done it. So it's crazy. It's fucking it's nuts, the roles. But I see it more as a gender issue than I do a birth order or anything kind of like that. Because up until now, since I do still live with my parents, if I'm out past 3 a.m., I still get that text of like, hey, where are you?
That's me. My dad does that to me.
Yeah, and I'm like, I'm alive. I'll just tell them like, oh, I'm here, and that's it. That's all I get, which is fine. But before that, it wouldn't be, oh, hey, where are you? It'd be like, I'm outside. You better get your ass in the car. It was that kind of shit.
See, so I've never had that point.
I've had that. I had that all the way up, even up until I remember I already had my job. I was still full-time student, and my dad was like, why the fuck are you going out on a Monday night? And I'm like, because I'm gonna go pay for my own drinks. Like, I'm going out on a Monday night because I'm going out on a Monday night.
Yeah.
And for him, he was like, I'm a female, I'm the last one. And my dad was like, what the fuck, where are you going out on a Monday night? And I was like, in my head, like, why the fuck not? Like, I would think I was like 22 when that happened. And I remember it because I was like, are you fucking kidding me? Like, I bring no problems to this house. This is one night that I want to go see drag queens, and you're getting on my ass? Like, are you kidding me? But it's funny. I still went out. Don't get me fucking wrong. I still went out, and I didn't come home till, like, probably 2 or 3 in the morning. But I've always been offended when my parents ask me where I'm going. Like, that's my thing. I've always been offended. After I turned 18, I hate it. A lot of times I don't respond. Sometimes when I'm feeling okay, I'll be like, okay, I'll let them know where I'm at. But can hate it. Up until now, I hate it.
It's funny because for me, my parents never had to ask me where I was. Because of the fact that be like, you're going to go, like, I'll be like, I'm going to go out, okay. And I'll be like, oh, but I'm going to be here. And then he's like, okay. But the only thing my dad would ever tell me, and he still does to this day, is like, just don't go from place to place. That's how trouble starts. Just go to one place and then come back.
And don't drink and drive. If you're drinking, let me know and I'll go pick you up.
Yeah. That's his thing. And then he's like, don't stay up too late. Not because of me or like me. It's because he's like, I don't trust other people who are drinking. They have the problem. Oh, yeah. And all that stuff. So it's like,
my parents don't have that. Well, up until now, they don't, because a lot of the times they know that if me and Lisa are leaving and we're taking an Uber, they already know. They're like, okay, they're going to go drink. At least they're not driving.
Yeah.
But I think before that, maybe that was an issue. Maybe that's what my dad was like, you're going out on a Monday. I know you're going to go to fucking WeHo. Like, why are you driving?
Yeah.
But even then, I feel more comfortable driving than if my friends would come and pick me up.
Yeah, because you have more control of the vehicle.
Yeah, I do. Yeah. And I'm like, I know I'm not going to drink, so I know I can drive. So be happy that I'm driving. Yeah.
I was always a driver because I never drink.
Yeah, see? Yeah.
And then some of you guys drive too fucking crazy for us. My friend, I'm like, yeah, dude, like, we haven't even had one drink and you're already fucking speeding.
Oh my God. See, I think it was also different for me too growing up because I never drank. And because, again, I never drank, my dad's like, you're not going to get drunk, so I don't have to worry about you, like, drinking and driving. But again, he would always be like, just watch out for other people. Because, like, other people are going to be the worst. Like, it's not you, it's them. But
like that chick that got killed by that off-duty cop that was drunk.
I never.
When? No, just recently, like a week and a half ago. She was driving
in Texas?
I'm not so sure where. I just saw the drunk off-duty cop killed
I don't know then.
A girl, and the girl had not drinking or anything. She was actually the designated driver, driving the group back, and this fucking guy.
Yeah, see, there's a fucking dime a dozen where that comes from.
I'm like, you just never know what could happen out there.
Fucking sucks.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's a lot different, like, again, I think if I would have been a girl, though, even though I wouldn't have, like, drank or whatever, my dad would have been like, yeah, you're not going out, or I'm dropping you off and I'm picking you back up, like, don't keys or whatever. Because, like, when I was like 16, my dad was like, okay, so I'm free to drive. My sister still has not learned how to drive. And I mean, partly was because at 18, my dad was still driving her everywhere because he was super protective of her being a girl. But then at the same time, when she went to college, she never had to learn how to drive. And so when she comes back, it's like, okay, we got to teach you how to drive. And that's
that's funny. Yeah. See, my dad put me in driver's ed course when I told him that I wanted to go to school. He got me a cell phone, and then he got me the driver's ed course. So I'm like, okay, cool. I didn't, and this wasn't me begging. Like, I didn't really know. Like, I was gonna be the first one in my family to go to college, so I didn't know what the fuck I needed.
And then going to CSUN, you have to
and
drive.
Then, especially going to CSUN, you have to fucking drive. So he's the one that put me in those courses, and he started teaching me how to drive.
That's a must to learn how to drive. You don't know how to drive, you don't know how to get around anywhere.
No, it's really difficult.
Yeah, and I think it's funny because my sister she's technically backpacking at this point.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's going to school and learning abroad and stuff like that. But the thing is, in those times, she goes into different places. So the fact that she doesn't know how to drive, actually helping her because of the fact that here she has to learn how to get around with public transit. Funny enough, that's what helps her.
Which I don't know how to do at all.
And then I had to learn because when I went to CSUN my first semester, I think the first year I took the metro and everything.
That's what my dad wanted me to do, and I was like, "You're gonna let," and I think that's probably the only time I was like, "You're gonna let your little girl get on public transportation at 5 a.m. to make a fucking 7 a.m. class."
Yeah, I
denied.
So in case for those who don't know how to, CSUN is Costa University Northridge. In order for you to get there on the public transportation from here, you can take 3 buses or 2. At the beginning. So this is how it goes. So you can either take the buses to the metro or you can just walk there depending on how close you are to the metro station. So the route goes, if you're starting from Metro, you go to the blue line, then you go to the red line, then you go to the orange line, and then you take the 66 bus to get to class. It's a 2-hour drive. It's a 2-hour public transportation drive. And then you got to do the same one back. 66, orange line, red line, blue line. So for those who don't know public transportation, you start the blue line, you go all the way to it ends, which is the red station, and then you get off, you go underground. But the problem with the LE system, it's so confusing. There's a purple train and then there's a red train. And they pass on the same exact track. Not on the other side, not from, this is the purple side, is the red side. No, they come at the same exact track. So if you're new, you will get on the wrong metro. That would have been me. I've done it. I got on the wrong metro once, and then I kept going, and it skipped one of the red stops. It went to the second red stop, and I was like, why did it skip? And then somebody was like, did you just ask why he skipped? I'm like, yeah. He's like, oh, this is the purple line. And I was like, oh, shit. He's like, yeah, just get off in the next one. You're fine. You got to wait for the next one. That's the red line. Oh and I'm like, holy shit, if I would have been on there, I would have probably ended up somewhere in downtown LA or somewhere in Hollywood, in the wrong side or whatever.
You would have busted a lion.
Yeah, so luckily, I would have got lost and ended up in Australia and shit. But so because the thing is, I didn't learn that until I had to go to CSUN. I had to learn fuck it, a huevo, aprende cabrón. You can't afford a car, so you can't drive there. Yeah. But I knew how to drive. But then the thing is, my sister, since high school, my dad was like, okay, this is public transportation. Figure out this is how you do this. How you do. I'll take you, and then I'll show you how to get there. Blah blah blah. You want to go to work? This is how you do it, and you do stuff like that. So that's helping her out now, obviously immensely. Which is funny enough because I never had to learn it, but she did. So it's kind of somehow but he mostly did it because he didn't want her to get out. He didn't want her to leave the nest and live where she's at, not home. So I don't know.
Pet peeves. Kids that are now graduating high school, well, somebody that I'm not going to say, had a party to gather money to buy that one kid a car because he is trying to go to college. However, he doesn't want to work. And the thing that fucking grinds my gears is, if you want to go to college, you'll find a way to get there, and you'll find work if you have to make up money to get yourself insurance and pay for your gas, not just get a car. I'm like, man, if you want to get to college and all that, you could take the goddamn public transportation. But no, because he's too good to take the public transportation. So he's getting
a full ride a full ride mom and pop scholarship kind of stuff.
Yeah. I was like, are you fucking kidding me?
What are those like?
Nah, I know. I'm like, for me, yeah, my dad got me my car, but pretty much, by the time I turned 18 and had finished my first semester at CSUN, he was already kind of nudging, you go and get your ass a job.
Yeah.
Get your ass a job, so I'm going to have to pay your damn lunches at school.
This is why
that's the thing that I think about it. I'm like, no, you finish school, but you are an adult. Mm-hmm. You got to learn the ways of being an adult, because you're not going to get a free ride to pass, and here's some more money. Here's some more money. Here's some more money. No, no. Pet peeve.
There's also difference to that. Okay, so me also being the oldest sibling, the difference is that I'm very protective of my younger siblings. Me and my brother fight a lot. Age difference and both being men, and he's very stubborn like my dad and my wife. So we butt heads a lot, we fight a lot. But the thing is, my sister, her going to school and stuff, I was like, don't worry about getting a job, dude. I'll pay for it. I'll help my dad pay for it or whatever. But because we offered that, she now does internships, which obviously help her in the field that she's in. If you have experience, it's a lot better. I never had experience in the field that I want to get into. So, I'm in banking, which, obviously a lot of people would say it's a good job and, for it. But that doesn't mean that's what I want to do. Mm-hmm. And then that's understandable.
It's convenient for the moment, but...
Yeah. And the thing is, for me, I started working because I know that my dad couldn't afford it. So, if I have the chance, though, I would tell you that, for people who want to actually do something, intern and go to school if you can afford it, if you're privileged enough to do it. Because at the end of the day, yes, it's wonderful. You got a degree. You know what? Happy for you. Guess what? The economy's in the shithole. A lot of people are going to school. That's what happens. You don't have experience. You don't know anybody. You're not going to get the job that you want right out of college. You're going to have to still work your ass off to do that. So the fact that he doesn't want to work is one thing. But the fact that if he's able to do an internship and then go to school.
No, I'm talking about a kid that... His parents don't
want to do anything, period.
No, it's not even his parents that were through him the party. It was his uncle.
See, and then that's obviously I don't know the story.
And I'm just I
don't know that. But the thing is, for me,
you can't be you can't get yourself on a high horse and think that people are going to pay for your shit, because that's not how life works.
Yeah, and then for me, being like the firstborn, obviously, and then seeing that my sister and all that stuff, I'm making sure she doesn't have to go through that. And it's like, okay. But the thing is, because she sees that, and obviously she sees that I'm working, and then I had to take a semester off, because I'm like, okay, I need to work full time to earn this much money so I can pay for my next semesters and all that, and then so my dad doesn't have to pay, or because I can't afford it. Yeah. My sister, because of that, she's like, okay, I'm gonna work or do internships or whatever, make sure it's worth it. So I don't know. It's crazy and of course she's a girl, so I'm just like, dude, I don't want you out there in the middle of the night trying to fucking work a graveyard shift, because that's the only thing that's offered to you because you're young. Yeah. You don't have experience. So luckily she's working those internships. She's in fucking, like I said, meeting Tupac in Cuba or something. I don't know. Hey. Barack Obama's over there too, I think. I don't know how it works anymore. But yeah, there's differences being born first, being born in the middle, being born last, being born either a man or a woman. And those are just raising differences, not even the differences when it comes to everything else in life.
Gender differences have a lot of difference too, because guys are not taught to do the roles that women do, and then some women are not taught things that men have to do. Yep. Like change a tire is one thing that a girl doesn't really learn.
And I know it.
And then,
by the way, I got my first flat last night.
Nice.
Ever. First flat ever.
What?
Yeah. Ever.
Did you have to call to get changed, or
I made it home?
You made it home? I swear to God, those new cars, they freaking tell you like tire pressure. No,
that's why I was like, what the fuck is going on? My sensor didn't go off. I have to take my car to the shop next week.
Yeah, because I'm like, man, those fucking new cars
and
tell you.
And that's a topic for another podcast, because this is already.
And as soon as I got home, though, I was like, my mom was like, oh, hey, you're home. And I was like, where's my dad?
Daddy?
And I was like, John. I was like, I got a flat.
Well, as always, guys, thank you guys so much for listening to the Lexicon Podcast. Please give us money to rechange Angie's tires.
For real.
I'm just kidding. We got to get her lessons.
It's okay, that's under warranty.
We appreciate you guys hanging out with us so much. Go ahead and send us some comments, email us, whatever. What are your experiences growing up? Whether you're been a girl, a guy, first, second, last, whatever, or even just an only child. Like, what are your differences that you notice in your life that you see from your friends, or even general? Where can they find you guys online, as always, so they can tell you guys their experiences?
Snapchat, Angie_Ness, ANGIE_NESS.
Instagram, Liz_thebiz.
As always, you can find me on Twitter at exclusive_Lex. You can find the YouTube video at youtube.com/exclusivelylex. If you can support us financially, guys, please go to patreon.com/Lexicon Podcast. You can have different reward tiers. You can get the episodes early. You can get, thank you notes from us. You can be a producer on the show and get a huge old shout out if you want as well. It's all that for you guys if you want to support us. If you can't, that is more than okay, though. Just share it with your friends. Let everybody know, hey, let me borrow your iPhone. Here, subscribe. Don't even worry about what it is. Just download it and listen.
I did that shit yesterday. One of our interns at work was sitting across from me. I saw she had an iPhone, and I was like, can I see your phone? And the funny part is she was like, yeah, sure. She logged me in. She's like, here.
Millennials.
Yeah, and I was like, she is a little younger than us. And I was like, okay, bitch. And I went and subscribed, and she was like, what'd you do? And I was like, nothing. I was like, thanks.
Obviously, she told her what it is. This is just a joke, guys. This is called the bit. This is part of it. We learned from Dave Chappelle and his skits, okay? Also, thank you for the new follower. Of course, guys, if you're on iTunes, 5-star rating means a lot to us. And as always, guys, thank you guys so much for listening. This has been the Lexicon Podcast, episode 28.
Let's hope so.
Yay.
Take care.
Bye.